occupied, primary residence. You must sleep there, live there. This is not for investors. This is not a, let me buy it, fix it, and flip it. This is a owner-occupied primary buyer who has to live in the home. So we have to qualify the buyer, income, assets, of course, down payment. And what do I mean by down payment? The down payment is the difference between the listing price and the assumable loan. Hopefully that gap is not too great, but there is a gap because values have gone up and the assumable loan might be here. So there is a big, fat, beautiful, maybe not so beautiful, down payment that needs to be dealt with. Okay, so that's disadvantage number one, is that it's owner occupied. Now I see that as an advantage. The servicing company loves it, and it's the only way FHA or VA is going to allow it. Assumptions are not allowed if you don't live in the home. The second negative would be the down payment. Sometimes a home is selling for $1 million, but it's only $600,000 assumable. So the difference, the gap is $400,000. Who's going to come in with $400,000 down? A lot of people can do it. They'll find a way to get a 3.5% loan. And if you can't make that gap, you can't bridge the financing and figure out how do I come up with that big fat down payment, there are piggyback concurrent second mortgages that can go behind the assumable loan to help shore up that gap so it's only 20% down. But bank on this. The minimum down payment on an assumable loan is going to be minimum 20% down. There's no 5% down assumable loans. There's not a 10% down. It's 20% down, best case, on an assumable loan. And that's if you have to get a second mortgage, a concurrent piggyback second. It's called a HELOC or a HELoan. More on that a bit later. The third disadvantage is this. When I send a list to you in the areas, the zip codes, the counties, you might see this list of active listings that right now freeze frame, that in a freeze frame are assumable. And you might look at it and go, well, my buyer doesn't like the home. That's life. I mean, that we tried. I mean, I'm offering you the list of every single home that's for sale right now. It has a yard sign that says for sale. It's in the MLS active as a week ago. Let's just say active as of 1 week ago. And what you have to do is take my list and look at it and go, okay, there's 65 of these in Orange County. 7 of them, I think my buyer might want. You look at the 7, and if the buyer says all 7 are pitiful, I don't like them, then sell them a regular home. But at least you had something to talk about. I think that was the song by Bonnie Raitt. Give them something to talk about. Because in this market, there are 2 realtors and 2 mortgage lenders, 2 types left in this crazy market. I don't know if you know about this or not, but there's only 2 types. And I'm speaking for myself, originators and realtors that I talk to. There are 2 categories left right now in October, and they are those who are struggling and those who are lying about it. So here's my thought. In other words, it's a tough market. It's called reality. Okay, so what are we going to do? You got to work harder, plan harder, and think more positively. Find a niche. There's a poem. The riches are in the niches. The riches are in the niches. My niches are reverse mortgages and assumable loans because they're so unique and they're so nichey that I don't get pushback. And it allows me to pay the bills and love life and help people because that's the bottom line. What has been really hard with the rates going up and away is an inflation and gas and grocery prices. It's a tough market, limited supply. My answer is get a reverse mortgage okay? Or get an assumable loan. The assumable loan to me is the most exciting thing I've seen, and it's really popped up this last 7 months. And the reason it's so exciting is because I have something to talk about now to buyers, to realtors, because who would not want to assume a loan at 3.5% on a home that they like? That's it. I mean, it's, I wish it was more complicated, but it's really, really not. So take a look here. The list of homes, I'm going to share a screen with you, by golly, right now that shows you